lived right inside the Illinois border
I like that.
as you're coming from Monroe.
Inside the border,
Go to these houses,
like in a
they make
cabin or
homemade
something?
popcorn balls.
Oh, yeah.
Inside the
Was
Illinois
the
border.
CEO of
He has
Fannie
that
Mae.
white farmhouse that he finally tore the rest of that
Oh,
barn
yeah,
down.
'cause you lived over in
And
Geneva.
when
Yeah,
Jules
yeah,
Gladner
yeah,
was
yeah,
in town,
Yep.
that's
You
where
know
all
the-
the
you know the
parties
good
were
places to go,
after
yeah.
hours. And
Kids on the east side used to
yeah.
ride the bikes.
Yancey Derringer was the
Bags,
band
bottle.
from Monroe.
Snatch your bag. You
I
snatch
knew
my
all
bag,
those
your bag
guys.
for a
Well, I
while.
was
Congratulations. Chew them up if you want. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Oh, my gosh.
Oh, wow.
It was terrible
See,
over there.
Wisconsin
Oh, my
Tavern
God.
League is the most
It
powerful
was so much
entity
fun.
in the state.
Yeah,
They
it was
track
terrible,
all
but it
the
was
farm-
so much
farm-
fun.
I got legislation passed that says you can't do it unless you
I
have
don't
a
know, we
liquor
had some,
license.
we had some really
Wow.
They're
strange
absolute
people
bastards.
that lived on West Pleasant. In a
So we were
400
doing
block.
all this
Yeah.
stuff
Had some-
illegally.
Probably at the
Yeah,
time,
up in
it didn't
those
matter,
houses
but
Yeah, it
when-
was-
Well,
when the
a couple
tavern
of them
league
are down
found out,
now
'cause you're taking
on-
business
what
away
is that,
from the
Black Hawk?
memberships, which was
Black Hawk in
every
Pleasant, right,
liquor license
those
in the
ones right
state.
there.
Yeah.
They run the
Oh,
state.
and I don't even know if the houses are still
Wow.
across the street, but
I was emancipated before I entered my senior year, and so I had my own apartment.
Yep, one time.
And
I had my-
hey, Calvin.
I
And
had my
so
share.
I drank my way through my senior year. I graduated with A's and B's,
May
but
we
we
all
had
stand for the
lots
pledge,
of
please?
parties.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Kathleen Altensee,
Here.
Ted Odendahl,
Here,
Kathy Wilken. Here. Kelvin McElwain,
Here.
Patrick Sellers.
Here.
We have a quorum.
The next order of minutes is the approval of minutes for the November 17th, 2025 meeting. I need a motion and a second, please.
So moved.
second.
You second that, Ted? In these minutes, I added a sentence that Maida requested about the assessment.
Mhm.
So if you should, that's the only change that's been made since then.
And that one that I talked to you about, you said that kind of confused you, like it confused me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
What was it? So we just left it the same.
Well, it was clarified.
Okay, good.
Any questions on the minutes, trustees? Seeing if there are none, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. The next order of minutes is approval of bills payable. I need a motion and a second, please.
So moved.
Second.
Now, take a look at the bills payable.
pretty slim.
Yep. Don't worry, there'll be more. Any questions on bills payable? Seeing that there is none, Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Wilkins,
Aye.
Altensee,
Aye.
Odendahl,
Aye.
McElwain,
Aye.
Sellers.
Aye.
Motion passed.
Motion passes. The next order of business is the discussion of ordinance number 2025-15-002, real estate tax levy for fiscal year 2026-2027. We've had our motion and our second is open for discussion. Now, did you guys read your email? Liz, I'm handing you guys out a new levy because the audit line went down by, I think, $50.
$50.
So that was the,
You have one? I have one.
that was the change. Everything else stayed pretty much the
Same.
same. They stayed the same, actually. We're open for discussion on the tax levy. We're gonna be voting on this at the next
which would be December 15th.
Yes.
So when we're done discussing, we will need a motion in a second to lay it over on
Yes.
this one more
Mhm.
time.
Yeah.
Some will,
No.
I mean,
Not yet.
No, not, it's
Sorry.
not, unless anybody's got questions, that's all.
We still have,
I'm thinking out loud,
it's okay.
yeah, in my head, how you say it.
The only number that changed would be the audit number, it went down $50, all the other numbers.
Are the same.
Mhm.
Okay.
Room for discussion, guys? Nope.
I think we discussed it last.
Discussed
time
it
pretty
last
good. I
time.
mean, we had a good discussion last time,
Okay.
so
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't have anything to add or
Okay.
question.
Okay, then I will entertain a motion to postpone until the next, meeting.
So moved. I'll second it.
Voice, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. The next order of business is the supervisor's report. And I have our final disbursement. I need to hand this out, and I wanna make sure I get this handed out, because if I don't, I'll have to answer Liz, and I don't really wanna have to do that
No, I don't wanna have to do that,
at all, so.
even though she's a Packer fan.
I don't have to do that. It's not one of my favorite things.
Thank you.
You have one?
No, I need to.
I really don't have too much more to say as a supervisor. So, I'm not gonna bore you guys to death with anything, so, I'll move on to the next order of business, will be the assessor's report.
Okay, so Stevenson County is going to publish the values on Wednesday of this week, that is the publication date. 14% increase across the board on residential properties. So, based on sale prices, properties, and just looking at the last group of sales in September, I believe we were still, even if I account for the equalization factor increasing last year's assessments up by 14%. We were under every single sale but two, and if you look at those two properties that we were over, there clearly has some other issues going on the properties. So it does not seem to be slowing down.
So are you saying houses are being sold at a higher price than?
That's why we have to have an increase in the equalization factor. Yep. We haven't caught up to them yet.
Who's buying these houses?
I think the reality is that Freeport is, for years, the rest of the world, property values were increasing, and Freeport's were either stagnant or going down.
Yeah.
So it's like the first time we're actually increasing as the rest of the world is increasing, so. If you look at the real estate market,
And I think more people that are buying houses are upgrading them. And, you know, we bought our house 16 years ago and put a metal roof on it and new windows and, you know, just things like that that make it appealing for people.
yeah,
That's all I have.
Okay.
Oh, and just a FYI, I will not be here on the next meeting. I'm going to be visiting my newest granddaughter.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Nice.
Her name's Maida, right?
Oh, no. My son wouldn't do that to his daughter. That's it.
Okay. The next one of business trustees report, trustees.
At the conference that we went to, I attended some sessions on youth programs, township youth programs, and I thought those were interesting. They were different townships are doing different things, of course. Some have youth committees, but even some of the townships that don't have youth committees per se do some things to support youth in the township. And one of the things several townships do is some type of scholarships. These are often, advanced scholarships going to college or trade school or something like that. But there also could be the possibility in our community of maybe doing something like youth scholarships to the Boys and Girls Club. Traditionally, the Boys and Girls Club has had virtually, practically speaking, no fees to be a member. I mean, it's like $1 a month. And because of the financial problems that the Boys and Girls Club is in and looking for ways to increase funding, there's been talk about having to have some kind of fees. At the same time, there's a recognition that if they have fees, they need to have some type of scholarship program to help those who can't afford the fees. So it just occurs to me that there may be a potential there for us to have a place in that situation that could do some good things for needy youth in the township.
Good idea. The question it would really have to come down to is will we want to increase our levy to start funding scholarships? I mean, that's the discussion we would have to have. Because essentially, if we're going to start increasing, scholarships require funding, and if it's given to the Boys and Girls Club, it still requires an increase in funding, which would mean an increase to our levy and what we collect from our taxpayers. So, I think the difference between us and other townships, when other townships have those youth services, but those youth services are included in their budget and what they essentially what they collect from the community and taxes for that community, and that community has signed up for township to, allocate those funds. For us to do that, we want to have that conversation to, basically increase the funding we receive, because the funding we receive right now, there really isn't, it's not allocated anywhere in the budget or in the levy. So, good idea, but that's the conversation we would have to have though. For that to start to happen.
Way back when, they had a program with Township for adults that wanted to go back to school. It was called Project Prosper. I was a mentor for a couple of the girls, and they would take classes out at Highland, and we would help with that, but they had to stay on track. And we knew, because every 2 weeks I had to meet with a couple of the people that I mentored. And Pat Steele was the one that developed that. And that went over really well. But then it stayed within Freeport Township. We weren't, paying out to someone else. And quite a few people did really well, nursing and, went on to teaching and stuff like that. So
One of those people became an attorney and also a member of the Air Force, and went on to try to become a JAG officer.
and it makes you feel good when somebody, comes in and they're not on the right track and they just don't know what they're gonna do, and then, they get to meet with Pat and she, tells them about this, and it turned out well. I'm sorry that it went away, but, you know, things change. That's what,
Yeah.
you know, all the money.
I think that is a good idea, and I think we should give a little bit more discussion, because it could add extra, you know, money into the budget that we'd have to allocate for something like that.
And
Um,
interest, you
mhm.
know, people really want to move forward.
So, let's give that some more discussion.
Yes, I think it really boils, I think ultimately it's gonna come down to the dollars and where would the money come from. I think everyone here has the will to wanna be able to support the youth in our community. We just really have to discuss it, make sure we have the dollars, and the dollars don't take away from our primary objectives. So that's the thing we just need to keep in mind.
So are you thinking somebody under the age of, or would they have to be,
Well, we haven't gotten that far yet.
I mean, an adult?
We haven't gotten that far
Okay.
yet. We're still trying to hash things out.
Okay.
Like, this is my first time, tonight hearing about it as well, so let's wrap our heads around it a little bit more.
Okay.
Well, and we're pretty close to our budget anyway. I mean, you know, we pretty much go bare bones. I mean, we don't have a lot of
No.
fluff in there
No.
to do things with.
Mm-hmm.
I can see the value of it, but I agree with you,
Yeah.
that we would have to really discuss it and make sure that we
Mhm.
have, cause you don't wanna start something and then have it
Right.
not be successful.
Right, or
Right.
fizzle out, right, I got
Mhm.
you, I understand. Okay.
Yeah, I think it obviously has to be part of a budget process, and I think in the township mandates, youth, just like concern for youth, like concern for seniors, is part of the core mandate for townships. So,
No,
so
no. The core mandate is general assistance for the for supervisor's office. And that's for the clients of general assistance. Now, everything else that we do outside of that is a plus, but our main mandate is general assistance
well,
for the supervisor's office.
Yeah.
yeah, I'm not saying it's not that isn't the main mandate, but I mean it is core to some of the things that we are expected to look at.
Okay. Trustees, any more discussion? Okay. Next order of business, public comments. Any public comment?
Yeah. I'm Steve Carroll. Couple of things. When it comes to dispersing public funds in the form of grants and everything, particularly to some NGOs in this area, I would really let's just be careful about who we're giving our money to. Because I have experienced the dysfunctionality of many NGOs, and I don't want to see them to get a dime in tax dollars. Also, considering your budget and the narrow financial mandates the township has, and considering that you guys put in some money to the Illinois Food Bank to help some of the local food pantries, you gotta keep that in mind, because tough times are still here. They're going to get worse next year.
Yeah.
Probably January 30th until infinity. These are tough times, so thanks for what you're doing. Keep it up, but let's be careful.
Hi, Shane Orlo. As I'm hearing discussion about this, the only thing that comes to the back of my mind is that we have a school district here that does a lot of this stuff already. They provide grant money, they provide food, they provide opportunities for scholarships and all of this. And I can understand that you guys want to maybe attach with that, maybe collaborate with the school district, township school district. I mean, I wouldn't have any issue with you guys collaborating, but before we start spending more money, let's start using the resources that we have here, start collaborating with the people that are in the schools. I mean, we got community resource officers, We have people that are trying to set kids up, guidance counselors for scholarships and all of this stuff. So if we're gonna start, you know, looking at spending more money, let's use the resources that we have down the street first. Because it's there, and I just don't think that people know it's there, and they're not utilizing it to the best of their ability. So, thank you guys.
Are there any more public comments? Is there any other business to come before the town? Seeing that there is none, I entertain a motion to adjourn until Monday, December 15th, 2025 at 4:30 p.m.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries, meeting is adjourned. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank you.